Meteorologist Serena Arnold. And next week, we may see something that is very rare, very cool, and very hard to forecast. It's not unusual to see two hurricanes in the same ocean at the same time. Close enough to possibly interact with each other and rotate around each other, that's a different story.
There's a name for that. There's a name for that.
Just enjoy it, man.
Fujiwhara effect! Fujiwhara effect!
Yes, we might be able to see the Fujiwhara effect with hurricanes next week. At least one of these is forecast to reach major category strength, which is category 3 or greater. No, these storms will not combine and form and merge some sort of super hurricane. These two hurricanes have the potential to interact like two dancers holding hands. They have their hands outstretched in front of them. Both hands are grabbed together and they're spinning around together, kind of like that scene in Titanic. The difficulty in the forecasting is understanding when they're going to let their hands go and where they're each going to go. So let's review how you steer hurricanes. I have another video on this. You can click on my profile and take a look at the full length thing. But basically, high pressure acts like bumpers that get pushed out when you're bowling, and hurricanes bounce off of high pressure. Low pressure acts like a low spot, a river valley, a pond that you would roll something down into, that it would be almost like sucked into it by gravity. Same thing happens here. We can forecast where a hurricane is going to go on its own pretty well because we understand the location of high and low pressure. And we know that if that hurricane's like a little ball bearing and we were to drop it down through this topography map of pressure, we would know where it's going to end up, generally speaking. To have two, along with the complexities of the atmosphere that we're going to see, is going to be something. As Jeff Baradelli shows here, this is a really complex pattern where we're going to have an area of low pressure and some sort of a front, whether it's a cold front or it's an occluded front, or stationary front, TBD. We also are going to have a massive area of low pressure and the jet stream dipping down over here, plus these two hurricanes that are doing the Titanic dance together. The forecast models are in pretty good agreement with some of these details. We're about a week out, and they are agreeing that there will be two hurricanes in the ocean. One will be stronger, one will be weaker. They agree that they're going to be close enough to be able to interact with each other. But the question exactly of how these two interact together, along with those areas of low pressure, well, that's going to be something. Odds of the Atlantic coast being affected by one or both of these hurricanes next week is high. Forecast tracks for the storm that is still yet to form, the Invest storm, shows some consistency, but there's chaos right around here. Same for Umberto, which is currently out there in the ocean, is forecast to go this direction, but what's going to happen here? The question is, which storm is going to make landfall and where? This forecast for Umberto shows a majority of the forecast models pushing it back out to sea again, but there's a few of them that show it making a sharp left turn. Forecast models right now are showing the storm that really has yet to form being the one more likely to make landfall, anywhere between Florida and Virginia. The storm hasn't formed yet, so forecasting where it's going to make landfall is a massive variable in this. How it's going to interact with Umberto is also a massive variable. Here's the bottom line. If you live on a coastal state, the second June 1 comes around, you should be working on your hurricane preparedness. With the dynamics of the situation, forecast models may not have this one pinned down until shortly before it unfolds. Landfall is very likely for next week, but understanding which storm, where, and at what strength, we can't say yet.